We're about to roll into January, and we really have not had to talk about snow all that much so far this season. We've seen abysmally low totals for the most part, and now we're going to start to stack up even more. So Grand Rapids picking up close to about 2 inches of snow already. It doubles basically what we've seen already this season. And you can see just off to the west that we have more on the way. And this is some heavy snow that we'll be pushing in. Doesn't take too much imagination to see where that slug of heavy snow is headed. Basically north of Grand Rapids to Muskegon and Ludington to the north into the Big Rapids area. Behind that, we also have a wintry mix, and a lot of us are going to start to transition over from snow over to a rain-snow mix by the time we get to daybreak. So it's just going to be a sloppy morning commute, and the best chance of shoveling is going to be north of I-96. So basically Greenville, Muskegon, Fremont, over to Mount Pleasant. Some spots could see close to a half a foot of snow there. Meanwhile, starting to see a few more snow totals fill in for spots like South Haven. This first batch of snow picking up about 1 to 2 inches from this band. This band is going to continue off to the northeast, so headed towards Flint by about midnight. That means areas in Grand Rapids are going to see just a moderate snow, but the heaviest stuff is starting to kick out. Meanwhile, we get ready for the bigger band to build in, and again, should just build in through Muskegon off to the north and start to stack up some more totals. So Tuesday night system, areas to the north most likely to see just plain old snow. If you live between I-96 and I-94, you're going to have snow tonight, but then by the time we get to daybreak, starting to see some sleet and even rain mixing in. The transition to rain happens much sooner for spots close to Kalamazoo and South Haven and Battle Creek. So watch your FUTURECAST. I think it does a really nice job. Shows how the warm air starts to nose in from the south, transitioning places over as early as 3 a.m. to kind of a rain, snow, freezing rain mix here. Meanwhile, north of Grand Rapids, still stackable snow with temperatures cold enough to sustain that. By 6 a.m., still stacking up snow totals for Fremont and Big Rapids. So these are the spots that could see a half a foot. I wouldn't actually be surprised if we saw a few bullseyes that were just a little bit more than a half a foot. And then south of that 6 a.m., it's just a big old mess before eventually transitioning to just plain old rain. So by the time we get to 1 o'clock tomorrow, we're talking temperatures in the 40s. And that's 40s on top of heavy wet snow in spots like Newaygo and Hesperia and Big Rapids. So get out early and shovel if you can in those areas. It's going to be heavy. Rockford down to Caledonia, you can see the range there, heavier to the north, a little bit lighter totals, but still 2.5 inches, 3 inches for Caledonia. And then closer to I-94, settling with about 1 inch to 1.5 inches with that chance of a glaze of ice. So 38 tomorrow, and then Thursday, last day of 2020, looking fine and quiet. It's the first day of 2021 that we'll start to see another system roll in with a wintry mix. Temperature is pretty easy to take overall this week. So really, Whitney, it looks like this system is going to be the worst out of the entire week.